meal to me.
Sure.
What if more nutrition?
All right, we're getting started.
Outlast each other.
Okay.
Oh my god. Go the other way.
My room.
My room.
You're just making it match the goal.
I know it. It's my goal in life.
Ow.
Tiana isn't salty. By the end of the day, I
That
failed.
hurt. It's not really hard to make her salty.
It's not.
I've never seen her salty.
All right, we're getting started. So make sure you got headphones off.
She's salty all the time.
Remember when Michelle told her to go sit out? That's the one time
Okay.
I seen her salty.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be looking at similar figures. Now, don't be confused with congruent figures because they're a little bit different.
Ah,
So similar
okay.
figures are the same shape but have a different size. So similar figures are same shape, different size. So if you look down here at these two trapezoids, these are similar because they're basically the same shape. It's just one's bigger than the other one.
Oh, I did this before.
So polygons, and remember polygon just means shape, are similar if they have the same angles and the sides are proportional.
Yeah, I remember this.
What?
Doing this.
Is this like transitions and stuff? Or is that what we're going to do?
Translations? We'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that. I don't remember if that's this chapter or not, but it's soon. So in this shape down here, ABCD is similar to GHIJ. So this little squiggly here in the middle means similar. And because it's similar, we can say two things. We can match up all of the angles. A goes to G, B goes to H, C goes to I, D goes to J. And if I take left side over the left side, it's going to equal top over top, which is going to equal right over right, which is going to equal bottom over bottom.
Huh,
So
makes
our
sense.
side, if I do, let's see, AB is, left over left equals top over top equals right over right equals bottom over bottom. So all of these will equal each other. So it's just a big proportion, or a ratio. If you think back to yesterday, they make an extended ratio because there's more than two. A regular ratio is just two, extended is more than two. So I'll give you a minute to finish copying this down. I know there's a lot here. Wow, I should close that Chromebook and take some notes. Remember, these on the phone.
Ding, 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 ding.
Thank you. So I'll still give you a minute to copy these down. I know there's a lot, but
I'm amazed though. I almost like I know.
we are just going to be working with these similar figures today. And make it easy to see.
Can't see.
Is it quarter? No, it's not quarter. And semester. No.
Give you time to finish it off. If you're
What?
done,
Is it
please
almost
sit
end of
patiently.
semester?
Wait for everybody else.
It's like March, I think.
Oh my god. Okay. But wait, end of the quarter though, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Got it, Connor? So what do I want? Okay. Give me time. Alright. So we are going to look at these two shapes over here. Alright, time, we're done.
It's taking you forever.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. Alright, we're going to look at these two shapes over here, triangle M and P. And it is similar to triangle SRT. We are going to match up and say what are the pairs of congruent angles. So if I'm going to look at angle N, what is angle N going to be congruent to?
Or
N and R are going to be congruent. So I'm going to write that down. So I'm going to say angle N, is going to be congruent to angle R. Congruent symbol is terrible, but there you go. Okay. What about angle P? What is angle P congruent to? What?
T.
I thought you said B. Why don't B up here? Alright, so angle P is going to be congruent to angle T. Angle P is congruent to angle T. And then the last one is easy. M has to be congruent to S. Because they're the only ones left. So angle M congruent to angle S. And we are also going to make the extended proportion for the ratios of the corresponding sides.
Oh my god.
And all that means is we're going to list the top over top equals bottom over bottom equals right over right. But on this one, they're all a little different, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list small over small. It's going to equal middle over middle, and then it's going to equal the big over big. So what's the smallest side on this triangle MNP?
MP.
MP, right? So I'm going to go MP over, what's the smallest side of my big triangle?
ST.
ST, yep. Make sure we match up the right angles. And that is going to equal, what's the middle side on this top triangle here?
MN.
MN. And what's the middle side of my big
SR.
triangle?
SR.
SR.
Chill out, Ryan. Bro.
And then it's going to equal our big side. Let's go PN over my big side TR. There's a P right there. I made it worse. That's still not good. No, handwriting is bad today.
What's up with
It
you?
is every day, Mr. Goldie.
Some days it's nice and crisp.
Yeah, some days actually it
Wait,
is
is
a little
that-
bit.
That's PN.
Oh.
Yeah.
Crisp.
Some days it's.
Honey crisp. Honeycomb. I like honeycomb. Have you had that cereal? Yes. I like it. It's great.
Alright, first thing class problem.
I thought
On
that
these
said
bottom two
chips.
triangles, ABC is similar to DEF.
Looked at it
I
real
want you to
quick.
tell me what are the pairs of congruent angles, and what is the proportion of the ratios of the corresponding sides. So list the angles, list the sides. Sure. So list the angles, list the sides. You guys will help me out with them in a minute. Not too bad. Gonna make you. No, I'm taking away all your Valentine's cookies.
I already ate mine. Here's from the one. I wouldn't have got one if it
That was so fun, Goki. Thanks for the challenge.
No problem, man. No problems. I'll give you another minute. Finish it off. I know there's kind of a little not a ton to write, but there's a little bit more to write than normal, so I'll give you time.
Both of them?
Yep. What are the sides, or excuse me, what are the pairs of congruent angles, and what's the proportion for the sides? And you know what? Let me scroll down a little here.
Oh, I forgot to draw the angle sign. What?
All wrong. All of it.
You have to add an angle sign?
Soiled it.
I'm so sad.
Soiled it.
Yeah, I should have said that.
Soiled it.
Yep. So don't forget, for angles, you got to draw your little angle sign.
Goki, are you being
Yeah, I'm
teased
not
by
doing
us
that. That takes up
students?
too much.
No, I'm being annoyed by students.
Soiled it.
Which is worse?
You've been crabby lately.
No, I'm just
No.
crabby.
A little
You
bit.
guys have
You've
been.
been a little more strict.
Heavy.
Yeah, because have you seen the freshmen? They're getting worse.
They always get worse.
We're not the
Well,
freshmen.
you're after the freshmen. I can't let it go. I still act like you're freshmen. I'm
We
used to the
weren't that
freshmen.
bad last year. We were pretty great compared to
Were we good freshmen?
You're all right.
Just lazy still.
No, we
I
were
mean,
really like.
I don't know that any group of freshmen can be good, but you guys were all right.
I thought. No, I
You're
don't
alright.
think I was.
I mean, I was
I was a
alright.
crazy freshman.
Yeah, I was crazy.
Yeah.
I admit it.
We're
I
the
was
freshmen,
pretty
like,
bad.
singular individual freshmen. That were
Chloe,
good.
you still are.
Are there? I guess they were okay.
Those are the freshmen right now.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
Can I go ask
this
him to be
is
quiet?
why I'm all keyed up. I'm on edge all
Can
the
I go ask
time.
him to be quiet real
No,
quick?
because it'll make it worse.
I don't like it.
Then-
All right. So let's go through this. We'll start us off. Tyler, give me a pair of sides. Excuse me, angles. Angles, not sides. Angle A
Angle
is
B.
congruent to angle D. Quanta, give me another side.
Add.
Angle B is equal to angle E.
To B.
Angle B is congruent to angle E. Caleb, give me the last side.
Angle C is congruent to angle F.
Angle C is congruent to angle F. Alright. And Joseph, give me one of the ratios of the sides. Give me the first one.
Like AB over
Yeah, that kind
DE.
of. Yeah.
AB over
DE.
Alright. AB over DE. Okay. Chloe, give me another one.
DF over AC.
Okay, but I'm actually going to flip it around because Joseph started with the left triangle on top. So I'm going to flip around and do AC over EF.
DF.
Or excuse me, DF. Yeah.
God, go
Right? That's what you said, right?
Yeah, she said DF.
So I'm going to flip it around and go AC over DF. So remember, you have to make sure if you start with the left triangle on the first one, you always have to start with left triangle.
That's so
It's on
funny.
all of them. So if you flipped it around and started with right first, that's fine. It doesn't matter as long as you stay the same every time. And then Trista, what's the last one?
So it'd be okay, never mind. Hold on, it'd be CB over FE.
Yep, CB over FE.
What is this?
Fine, what'd you get?
I did this wrong.
Not necessarily. What'd you get?
Well, no, it's okay. Fine.
Did you just flip it around and do the other one on top?
No, I did that.
That's fine. That's fine. No problem.
Yeah, I did the other one on top. I did that.
Oh yeah. It's got to be.
So I could do that though?
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be fine. Yeah.
That's what I did.
So
Yeah.
weird.
That's a quick fix. Quick fix. All right. So we're actually going to be doing for not a lot of, well, maybe half today. We're actually going to be using this extended ratios to find some missing sides and stuff. Oh, I forgot though. First thing we're going to do is we're going to say, are these triangles similar?
Yeah.
So, and I forgot to say, make sure you got Desmos
No.
on your Chromebook.
It's not similar at all.
Chromosome.
Yeah, make sure you got Desmos on your Chromebook, unless you like dividing in your head.
Actually, yeah,
I
right.
can't even multiply in my head.
Yeah, better get Desmos going.
What?
So, I want to know, are these two triangles
They are.
similar?
Yes.
The first thing I need to do is make sure every angle matches up with another angle. So I'm going to start here with angle A. Does angle A match up with anything over here?
Angle X.
Angle X, right? So angle A is congruent to angle X. Does angle B match up with anything?
Angle Y.
Angle Y, right? Angle B is congruent to angle Y. That's really messy, but I'm going to go with it. And does angle C match up with Z? Yeah. That part's easy. Congruent to angle Z. Okay? Next thing I need to do is make sure my ratios of the sides are the same. So I'm going to do left over left and make sure that equals right over right and make sure that equals bottom over bottom. So I'm going to start with 15 over 6.
Nope.
I'm going to make sure that equals 20 over 8. And I'm going to make sure that equals 25 over 10. And to do that, I'm just going to plug each one of these in Desmos and turn them into a decimal. Because I don't like reducing fractions, I'd rather just make a decimal.
Fractions suck.
So I'm going to go 15 over 6, 20 over 8, 25 over 10. I'm going to grab Desmos here. Alright, so 15 over 6, and I get 2.5.
Oh, the same.
I'm going to do it, Caleb. Okay, I got 2.5 for my first one. I want to make sure that equals 20 over 8. I'm going to plug it into Desmos. 20 divided by 8. 8, there we go, 2.5.
2.5!
And I'm going to make sure 25 over 10 is already 2.5. Alright, are all of these the same?
Yeah!
So yes, these are similar. And I'm going to write the similarity statement, which I didn't ask you to do, but I'm just going to do it real quick anyway. So you remember how a couple chapters ago we did like ABC is congruent to triangle like DEF or whatever it was?
Yeah.
Similar type of thing today, except I'm just going to go triangle A, B, C is similar to, and I'm just doing the single squiggly, triangle X, Y, Z. I'm not going to make you do that on all of these, but there's one or two questions in the book like that. And then there's another question here. It's what is the scale factor of the sides? So scale factor is your ratio of your sides. So what's the ratio? Or what is the ratio of one side to another? And you guys already did all the work. Your scale factor is whatever this is right here. They're all 2.5, right? So that's your scale factor. And I usually abbreviate that as just SF. My scale factor is 2.5. Not super tough for that. Because you already did the work, so you just gotta make sure. If these are not similar, you would just say no scale factor. Because they're not similar. Got it, Tyler? Hold it.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Oh. What do you think? You guys want to try one, or you? I don't know. You guys seem like you're doing pretty good. You want to do another one together? You want to try it in class?
It's up to you,
In
girls.
class.
Oh, in class, I guess.
All right. I want you to look at this one over here in the box, and this one is a little different just because there are 4 sides. That's the only difference. So I want you to tell me: are they similar? Yes or no? If they are, write a similarity statement, which is that thing that had the little squiggly, and then give the scale factor, which is whatever your ratios equal. So I want you to tell me, are these similar? Yes or no? If they are, write your statement, and then give your scale factor. Put those in class.
I'm not.
Playing with them in class. This is bad.
She's the one that taped
Gonna
it.
melt all
So
that
do we start
chocolate.
with the largest one?
It doesn't matter as long as you match them all up. It does not matter. As long as you stay consistent and match them up. So, first in class or next in class problem here. Tell me, is this similar? Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Or no. Not and no. We're not doing some paradox. We're not having some paradox problem here.
Now y'all equal 2. That's hilarious. I don't even have to divide. Y'all equals 2.
I'll give you another minute or so. Tell me, is it similar, yes or no? And then if it is similar, give me the similarity statement, which has the squiggly, and give me the scale factor.
I can't believe that.
I really
How
have to
you
shave
want to
it.
approach this problem?
Dude,
Did you do like this side over that side?
Yeah, but it's not tiny.
Oh, he doesn't care.
Where'd you
What did I
Is
get?
it? Take it on.
Oh, it's 32. 32 over 60. Yeah, that's off a little bit.
Can you do
I do stupid. Like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I say stuff, but I think I get it
I
wrong.
double checked it. You just wrote down the wrong thing accidentally. It happens.
Talking about the skill factor.
When you have 12 things you have to do,
Oh, the like factor.
plus the homework from last night,
Put the sides. Like,
and
I
before,
enjoy
no, wait,
doing
no,
that.
just those 2.
because they're like the same line.
You enjoyed the homework for last night?
That's good.
That's interesting.
And it's
I know.
equal them all
It was
together.
really-
Wait, what do we say?
Is it similar? Yes or no? That's your first question.
True.
What? Just go for it.
Yeah, you got all.
Yeah,
equal
like
to
that?
one.
Tomato soup.
Yeah.
Is it the yes or no?
If, no, you're gonna say yes or no first, and then you're gonna tell me. You're gonna write the statement, which is the thing with the squiggly. And you're just, if it is, you go like, if it is, you're gonna go MJKL is similar to WTU,
Oh.
and draw the little squiggly for similarity.
Triangle, blank, 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 blank.
All right, let's go ahead and start going over this. So let's start with the easy one. Does every corner in this first shape match up with the corner in the second shape?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the easy one. All right. So we got to make sure our sides are similar, and I think we are at. Trista, did I already ask you one today?
No.
All right, Trista, give me one ratio of sides
For which one?
for this shape over here.
One
Give me-
ratio.
Yep.
Angle J equals or
The sides, not the angles.
12
I
divided by
mean,
6. 12
I
divided by
don't
6.
think I don't.
12
Okay.
divided by 6.
If I start with this one on top,
Yeah.
what's it going to be on the bottom?
6.
Oh. Okay.
Alright.
What?
6.
Okay, I got that one. Lark, give me another one.
Or, 12 over 6.
Yep, another 12 over 6 again. Just happen to be the same.
Totally.
Alright. Tiana, give me another one.
28 over 14.
28 over 14. These don't have to be in order because they're all going to equal each other, so it doesn't really matter.
Are they always gonna?
No, we're trying to figure out if they do. That's a, let me rephrase that. So, it doesn't matter which order because they're either all equal each other or one will be different and it won't work.
Okay, cool.
And then Nick, what's our last one?
32 over 16.
Okay, 32 over 16.
I wrote 13 over 16.
Alright, so we gotta go through and make sure these actually equal each other. So what's 12 over 6, Kylie?
Two.
And then another 2, right? Tyler, what's 28 over 14? And then Quana, what's the last one? 32 over 16? What's 32 over 16?
You didn't do it, did you?
Real quick, plug in Desmos. 32 over 16.
Oh, you put him in the back.
He lives back there on his own. We'll probably move back in front here soon. So I can't get distracted. 2. Are these all similar?
Can't get distracted.
Yes. So that means we have
Whoa.
similar shapes. So I'm going to go yes. And then my statement, I'm just going to go M, J, K, L, with my squiggly for similar. W, T, U, V. And then my scale factor is what, Caleb? 2. Easy. So the scale factor equals 2. That was it. Alright, that's my final answer there.
Cheap.
You talk to somebody?
I was going to steal the basketball. They're doing a conscious discipline training for basketball, boys basketball.
Oh, alright.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Somebody's gonna probably do it.
Okay.
Wanna? Okay.
Have fun. Finish watching the lesson tonight or something, I guess. We're almost done. We've got like one more slide.
Alright.
2 more slides, thank you.
One is your exit ticket.
It's still 2 slides.
One more
You
slide.
will switch it to the exit ticket, Goki. You know you will.
I'm not anymore. No more.
No more.
I'm gonna write it on the same thing. See here. Alright, so yeah, just finish. We got one last slide of notes. Just watch it tonight.
EA
Something
equals
with you.
3. Everyone should know that. EA equals 3.
I've done that trade before.
Could DE
Yeah, it's
equals
just like
6?
2 times dimensions, so-
Come on, it's so easy.
Oh my god.
It's not. It's something else. I don't think you're doing it.
Because of what happened with the boys team.
I don't know.
Oh, I
Okay,
missed my
well, I
figure
did a couple
skating.
trainings, so I could be one of the other ones.
Yeah, I think it's a different one. But, yeah. Okay,
Oh,
we got.
Geometry discipline one. That's the one that
X
you
would
do the
equals
breathing
6.
exercises or something like that.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah.
It's that one.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
Different.
Some of the basketball
I
boys
got
don't
you.
actually.
I'm not
What?
sure.
Some of the boys. Is it
Oh,
Where you
X
do the
equals
green
4.5.
one and then you
No,
do the,
it's something different. Don't worry about it. You.
X equals 4.
At some
Okay.
point, I have a
Yeah,
suspicion
that's-
everyone in the school is going to be doing
No.
it.
I've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
Then what?
So you'll see eventually. All right. So we got one last slide of notes. Let's go over it. All right.
EA equals
So
3.
in this shape, ABCD. ABCD is this big trapezoid here.
No.
It is similar to EFGD, which is this little one kind of on the
Oh,
inside.
she almost fell.
Chloe, turn off the
Yeah.
Olympics. You're learning math right now.
I already know what X
I didn't know
equals.
it was
Goki.
It's I
Goki.
just knew.
Goki, can I tell you what X
You're
equals?
watching
are you
curling,
watching
aren't you?
now?
You're watching.
I love figure skating.
It's
Turn
so
off.
good!
Turn it off and watch it
I
later.
turned it off!
You know, you
Wait.
could be almost there.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Already watch.
How do we know if these are congruent or not?
Because it says right here.
Oh.
It says there, similar right there.
I was
Wait,
wondering how
what?
it
That-
says it.
oh,
Say no.
Okay, so we're gonna find different
What do
values.
you
We're gonna
like
find
these?
x, y, and z in this. So we don't know what the value of x. I'm gonna set up the ratio of all of the sides. So if I start with, I'm gonna start with the big one over the small one. And I'm gonna start left side over left side is gonna be 9 over 6. It's gonna equal top over top, 5 over, I don't know what y is, but I'm gonna find it here in a little bit. And that's gonna equal right over right. 7 point, that's a 7.
This is what's the value of Z.
Are you sure that's a
No,
7?
You need to.
Oh,
Is
wait,
this
never
gonna
mind.
be calibrated again?
No, I think my pen's being weird.
I like how you hear me.
And then it's going to equal z over a. Alright, we got the extended ratio, right? I know these have to equal each other because these are similar. It says they're similar in this problem. If I'm going to find the value of x, I need to do 2 things. I'm going to pick 2 of these to use and make a proportion kind of like our warm-up. I'm gonna pick one that has both numbers. What's the only one with both
9 over
numbers?
6.
9 over 6, right? That is gonna equal, and I'm just gonna start with x. The one with x. 7.5 over x, right? I'm gonna just pick 2, and basically I'm going to ignore the one with y and the one with z. And I'm just gonna solve it for x. And this is a nice easy one, right? You can just fish method this one if you want to. Or you can cross multiply, I don't care, you're gonna get the same answer. But I'm gonna fish method, because I like drawing little fish. I like saying fish. Oh, little fishy.
Fishy bear.
Oh,
It
fish,
does
fish.
not look like a fish.
Shush. You touch your fishy face. Oh, burn. Alright, and you're in this extra stuff. Alright.
What's this?
We are going to, so I'm just going to plug this into Desmos. 7.5 times 6 divided by 9. You guys are good at these proportions. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. And we get
Equals
5. So x equals 5. If I'm going to find y, I'm going to do basically the same thing, except this time I'm going to use a ratio I know for sure with just numbers, 9 over 6. And I'm going to set it equal to my ratio that has the y, 5 over y. And I'm just going to solve it for y. So I'm going to use my fish method again. 5 times 6 is 30, divide by 9. And that is 3.3. Is that 3.3?
Yeah. Nailed it. No.
Sure,
Good job,
Goki.
Goki.
Sure, Goki.
Alright, I want you to find z on your own. Find z.
It's not that bad, Kylie. Calm down.
Like why?
Yep.
The one that's filled
Ooh,
in.
Yep, you're going to take the one that's filled in, and then it's going to equal the one with z. And that's it. Because they all equal each other, so we can pick and choose which ones we use. And we're going to pick one we know for sure,
Z
and then we're going to pick the one we want to find.
Z equals 12. Goki.
I don't know, maybe.
Don't say maybe. You're right.
It could be, I don't know.
I used my head.
I use Desmos and he's right.
Drink it, Chloe.
Oh, I have a headache.
I got what?
Did we get out at 18 today?
Yes.
Is X6 on a 4? Exit ticket?
Wait, whoa. This hurts my
You want to go?
Alright.
No, I have a.
Can I go bathroom after the lesson?
I want to say there's somebody first before you. But I don't remember.
For which one? For the top one or the
Four.
bottom one?
I don't remember. I don't know.
There's too many people on it.
Alright,
Yeah.
so if we're gonna solve for this, Kiana, how are we gonna set it up?
I don't know. Tell me about. Find a complete one.
Yeah, which is?
9 over 6
Okay, what's it gonna equal?
equals z over 8.
Okay, and now we can solve this proportion, whatever we want, and what do we get, Kylie?
Oh,
I don't know.
shoot. 12.
Seemed a little bit of an overreaction. 12. Our final answer is equals 12.
Sorry.
Alright, nice job.
Oh, yeah, it's
I was
because
spacing out.
So, if you haven't yet, start your exit ticket.
all the other ones have a BY.
Mr. Golke, am I gonna get points taken away for not being here for the
Your words.
Big ice
the starter?
No, write something down and hand it in so I know to give you points.